Hi, I'm Megan Gordon, and this is Oscar here. I am now starting a sewing channel where I go through projects that sound fun to me or please me or whatever. I'm currently into making vintage inspired pieces or finding vintage patterns and creating them. So today I will be creating this, I think it's 1950s or 1960s timepiece. You can look at it, the guy's smoking in it, so it just makes me think it's from there. It's also 40 cents, so that's what I think. They are all cut out now, and this is where I'm going to stop for today, and I'll pick this up tomorrow. As you can see, some of it is in German. It's pretty cool. Alright, so today is the start of day 2, and I have everything cut out already from last night, and I'm ready to start, so let's get started with that. So the very first thing that it wants me to do is baste interfacing onto the garment, but I think I'm just going to skip that. I did that for the previous 3 shirts I did this for, and it turned out just fine. So I'm just going to move on straight to the sewing on the pocket. Alright, so all I have done now is sew this top piece down. And this is still all pinned in place, and I'm just going to pin it to the shirt, sew it up. It is also on, and I ended up doing 2 lines of stitching onto the shirt back piece, and what it's telling me to do is just to make the pleats that are shown right here. I have the pleats pinned in place and ironed, and instead of just doing some little stitches over it, I'm just going to sew both the yoke on and securing the pleat stitches. I Alright, so the next step that it wants me to do is to connect the 2 front pieces to the back and the yoke. But I think I'm just going to turn in, this is the front piece, and I believe this is the pocket piece. This is where the buttons are going to go, and I'm just going to turn this in now rather than when it's all connected, because it'll be easier to put it through the machine this way. I still have my little helper here. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So with doing all the mock-up pieces that I've done already for this pattern, I've learned that it's just easier to turn in the sleeve edges right now. So I'm just doing a rolled hem, and I'm also doing the sides, just so that when I connect them later with the side seams, they just look a little bit cleaner. I'm also going to pull out the yoke and just stitch them together with right sides together. after it's all sewn together, I'm just gonna clip all the edges, and then I'm gonna apply a little bit of fray check, just so to make sure it doesn't fray, and then I'm gonna turn it all inside out and top stitch that all down. Now the collar is kind of like an open tube, so I'm just rolling in the edges that's remaining open on the collar, and I'm going to kind of sandwich that in between the collar and the shirt so that there are no raw edges visible. Now I'm just pinning on the sleeves, and then I'm going to sew them on. While everything was still just pinned in place, I decided to do a fit check just to make sure all the lines matched up nicely and everything was just fitting alright. I'm just sewing the side seams all the way closed from the bottom of the garment all the way to the bottom of the armhole. Helper number 2. Doing a rolled hem, I'm just rolling it up about 1/2 inch and then ironing it and then rolling it up another 1/2 inch.
So this is where we are now. Everything is done and hemmed and together. Now it's just button time.
Here I'm using the buttonhole maker that came with my machine. I just attached that to my sewing machine. I also hand sewed the buttons on, of course, but I lost the footage for that. And here's the final product.